Right, let's get into the main discussion for the day now. Peter Jonah, Isiaq Rahman, Adebayo George, Judah Agbausi, Belumi Phillips, and Farouk Yusuf were abducted from the Lagos State Model College in May.
Well, 54 days on now, the 6 boys are yet to regain their freedom. When will they be reunited with their parents? We can join the conversation online by tweeting at TVC Breakfast on Twitter using the hashtag Epe6.
All right, our guest in the studio is a nurse and advocate for family-focused care, Julie Mogbo. Julie, it's good to have you join us right now.
Morning, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome. Now, Julie, let me come to you on this. 54 days and still counting. Now, we brought you here, but I know we've had you here before when we talked about this in the early days of the kidnap. Up until now, these children are still not back. How disappointed are you? Let me start from there.
I am actually very disappointed. Reason being that I feel that the children involved here maybe are not children of the elite, not children that belongs to the high class or members of the society. One might just wonder if they may be the child of a senator or a governor were to be involved, would we have waited this long? And I'm sure these are some of the questions the parents are asking.
So you believe that the government and the police are not treating the safety of these boys as a matter of priority?
It's supposed to be over the news. This is what we are doing. This is what I expect. Every day someone is tweeting about it. You're telling the parents this is what we're doing. You've sent people down to the parents' home. You've gathered them. There was a program that was done sometime last month, I think, and it had to do with safety. And the question was, if the parents of these children are not among the parents, the about 300 parents that you gather to talk about child safety, then I do not think you're doing enough. I really cannot say if the parents were among those parents that attended the program, organized by, I think, the Nigerian Lagos safety, something about safety.
Right. Now, there are concerns. There are concerns in some quarters. Security analysts will say that certainly the government cannot tell everyone in the public what exactly they're doing and how they're doing. But in this space of trying to keep the people engaged or keep the parents informed, what kind of information should the parents hear from the government?
I think the parents just want to know that the government is doing something. You may not, I don't think it's even to the benefit of the children to divulge any strategy the government is using to ensure their release. But let us know, there's this thing about being uncertain. It doesn't help someone. Personally, I need to know what is happening. At least let me know something is being done. But putting me in complete darkness, I'm not aware, I don't know what is happening, I don't know what to expect. I think on the parents' part, they just want to be convinced that something is being done. Someone said something that, I think it was years ago, I heard this, I think it was from a movie. He said, a dead child is better than a missing child. It's a Yoruba adage, right? It's better. I know they need that closure is important. But now nobody knows anything. And it was terrible. I think it was on the 26th of June when they said your children are going to come back on Saturday or so. And they were highly expectant.
When the kidnappers called them and said they were going to release the boys until now. And it was even after that assurance from the kidnappers that they demanded more money. And we got reports that they collected about 21 million naira again from the parents. And are now demanding extra 1.5 million naira for transportation of the boys. Now, you're a nurse, so let us look at the possible health implication of the boys at the moment. They are not in their comfort zone. These are minors that are with total strangers, wielding, of course, possibly deadly weapons around them. As a medical expert, what are the health implications of this on these boys?
They're both physical and psychological. It's possible. Not that it's possible. I'm not sure they're feeding them well. So the defense mechanism that protects these children from falling sick, from the invasion of certain diseases, is being broken down every day. And they are children susceptible to any form of infection. So they could stand a chance of coming down with diarrhea, they could be vomiting, they could have malaria, some of them could develop peptic ulcer. So all of this, and we don't even know if any of them have an existing medical condition. So what if they sustain injuries of some sort? Maybe one is trying to play smart, tries to escape. Because if they are between the ages, maybe around 9, 10, 11, there's something about children of this age. Sometimes they feel they can outdo, they can outsmart, they can fight. So one or two might want to try to escape. What if you sustain injury? What's the care?
Even at the cost of moving them from one place
from
to
one
the
place,
other.
how careful are they? The average Nigerian is not that safety conscious. So how careful are they in moving these children from one place to another? That is one. That's the physical aspect. Then how about the psychological effect that these children might experience? They might start feeling the sense of guilt. It's because of the information I gave. That's why I am being kidnapped and being held, especially when some of their mates were released.
Now, in this, you mentioned earlier on when you were talking, you said that if you asked the rhetoric, if these children were the children of senators or highly placed people, would they still have been in custody? Now, could this be that it is all about them being held until now is the inability to raise the required funds to get them out? Because if they were children of senators or something, the monies would have been released long ago, maybe on the first, second, third day.
Well, that's somewhat dicey, because I think I think it's funny to just think that because someone is riding a particular car that you're wealthy.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a time I was being chauffeur driven, and I didn't have. If I look at my accounts, I said, no, I need money at this point. But someone would look at me in the car and say, oh, this woman she has everything.
Big madam.
Big madam.
Like they say.
So they need to know, Nigerians need to know, it's not everyone behind an SUV that actually has a fat bank account.
All right, so at this point now, because when the kidnappers demanded the ransom initially and before they started reducing the sum, they told, when the parents complained that they wouldn't be able to afford that much, they told the parents to talk to the government, meaning that they wanted the attention of the government and negotiate with the government. Of course, we keep hearing that it is not possible to negotiate, but these are minors now affected. Would you say that the government and, of course, the police should do anything necessary, even if it's to pay, to balance up the amount now, just to get these boys back safely?
There was a quote that I heard when I was here the last time. It was by Nelson Mandela. He said that there's no keener revelation of a society's soul than in the way which it treats its children. So this is just a clear picture of how much we value our children. Would you do anything? If it were your child, what would you do to ensure just the release of that child? We are not even looking at the after effect when they're eventually released, because I believe they will be, they are alive and they will come back home. We are not even thinking about the after effect. How will they easily reintegrate into the family system, into the society? How will their friends take them back?
The psychological effect.
It has a long-term effect on them. We're not even considering that.
And that's a big challenge there, because you said earlier on too that Nigerians are not necessarily very conscious of safety. When it comes to care, when it comes to therapy and things like that, we don't seem to take these things very seriously too. So how challenging would it be when they're released, when it comes to attending to them psychologically, emotionally, and all of that, passing them through the right psychotherapy?
We live in a world now, especially now that technology has increased. When you go on social media, you would hear there are so many counselors, so many therapists there. The first challenge would be, who do we go to? If they're very religious, they might turn to the pastor or the imam. They're a religious figure. They might turn there. And the best that person could do is probably, let's just pray this will get sorted out. The challenge would be, who do we go to first of all? do they have that information?
Shouldn't it even be the responsibility of the government to kind of rehabilitate the boys before releasing them to the parents in the case of Chibok schoolgirls?
Yes, when we talk about rehabilitation, where and how? What is the facilities? Who are the people involved in that process of getting them back into the society, reintegrating them back into the society? That should be the responsibility of the government. That is one. I think I stated something here before. I said the parents themselves right now are grieving. They need help. They need help. I heard, I think, over the news that one of the mothers of the mother of one of the boys had been admitted like over 15 times in a hospital. So they are spending to remain healthy and sane already. So they need help. They are grieving right now. So the boys, the government has to take that responsibility to ensure that they are adequately taken care of, they are adequately rehabilitated before they are pushed back into the society, because they're going to experience anger, they're going to be depressed, they are going to withdraw from their loved ones, because the tendency let's say fundamentally being negative. The average person you walk to on the street or you meet on the street have this negative mentality. The government is not doing anything. Things are bad. They confess negative things. So it is possible that when they come back, what these children will be hearing will be the captors are this, the kidnappers are this, God will deal with them, God will punish. They keep hearing about that. But what they ought to be doing is celebrating the freedom. So when it's a whole lot, so a seasoned psychologist, a seasoned therapist should be consulted. That's one. Now, if the government does not do this, are the parents? We live in a world where we think freely you have received, freely give. So do they have the financial capacity to pay for these services? Do they even believe that these services can actually help them if available? Sometimes they might just think, we'll just spray it out.
I was about to say that, because this is a typical country where even when someone is suffering from depression, you just slip it off, or you pray God forbid, and then you think that everything
it won't work like that. They need to engage the services of professionals.
All right, so the government now, many have blamed the government that the government is not doing enough, but the governor of the state, Akinwumi Ambode, has continually, tried to encourage the parents to be hopeful, that he's hopeful as well. And we've heard assurances even from the Commissioner of Police, but then he's feeling defeated at this point, that he doesn't even know what to do anymore. It seems that even the professionals, even those in charge, are just confused. Can we say that the militants have outsmarted even the well-set authority in the state?
I think there's something that we really need to work on in Nigeria here, and that's intelligence, gathering information. Gathering information. The average police officer, how sure are we when he has information, how sure are we that he will come give the information to the right person and not give in to just little bribe? I mean, if a mother can sell off a child for about how much? Give up a child for just maybe 5,000 naira or 20,000 naira. Then someone has information that could help the government in getting the boys back. Will the person not give in or not say anything because it's just been bribed and given some small 10,000 naira, 20,000 naira? So the government needs to work on intelligence. Now, the process of negotiation, actually give them time to bring up a strategy that could help them in rescuing the boys in case negotiation fails.
All right, thank you very much. Julie Mogbo, you're a nurse and, of course, an advocate for family-focused care. Thank you for your analysis on the need to get the 6 boys back alive and safe.
Thank you.